In a city plagued by illegal alcohol production, drugs, crime and a history of Morobe assertiveness coupled with violence, what began on Monday was expected by many commentators to escalate to bloodshed. But it didn't. On Monday, when protesters gathered at Chinatown, authorities were caught by surprise, even though there was talk on the street that Morobean youths would be demonstrating against street vendors and petty crimes. And there are lessons to be learnt from the week's events. First, the method of containment and control. With limited resources, police had to juggle priorities. The main group assembled at 7th Street, the main entry point into Lae's top town. They were stopped by police, and as youths hurled abuse at police, they remained calm and in control. After at least 2 hours of negotiations, the main crowd was told to go back home. On their way, houses and vehicles were stoned, but the route chosen by police was one that limited the amount of looting that could have taken place and channeled the mass of people from 7th Street to Chinatown, where a police post is located.
Come, line up now.
And there were multiple groups. Another remained at Huonville Primary School. And what stood out was the hands-on approach by the police command and the provincial government leaders. Deputy Governor Judas Nalau, the provincial administrator and other senior officers spoke to the crowd directly without delegating the tasks. On Monday, the response time remained key. After diffusing tensions at Huonville Primary, word came that another group was gathering at Eriku. Again, police, despite being short in numbers, had contained the crowd along the Milford Haven Road.
Okay, now we must have this morning. I'm all short here, you saw it. Now you saw a passing block, calm block, protest the city. You must get time blame now.
If the letter of the law was followed, the protests would have been deemed illegal. And if authorities did, it would have meant the suppression of any protest and the violence would have been triggered. But the approach they took was flexible. Those who protested were allowed to express themselves to the Lae police boss and the government.
All people at Morobe, they are not safe at their own city. Huh? All of you free the city, Blolet. Why is that? You lead us to at the office, not considering what is going in and around the city.
And Morobe's political heads facilitated dialogue that gave an opportunity for people to provide a structured list of demands to their government. Tuesday, under heavy police guard, the demonstration, although technically illegal, was allowed to proceed. For many leaders, it took some guts to control a crowd this size and to direct them in an orderly manner to the stadium. Despite the potential for violence and chaos, the protesters were led to the Sir Ignatius Kilagi Stadium, where they were allowed to express their views and present a petition to the Morobe governor. Over the course of the 2 days, there's been no reported cases of any member of the public being shot by police or physically abused. The provincial government has been given 7 days to respond, and after that will be a new chapter of events. Scott Waide, National MTV News, Lae.